Hi everyone, welcome to today's not Update Tuesday, but One Card Wonder Wednesday. Forgetting what day of the week it is. So today we are going to be playing with the Playful Pets Suite. I love this suite. Look at these adorable little pets. These are just some of the cards that are in the catalog. Obviously you can copy these, you can make your cards just like them, and people will be amazed at the cards you've come up with. So the Playful Pets Suite is $67 for the whole collection. You get the Pampered Pets bundle, which is the, let me see what the name of these dies are, just to make sure. The, oh my goodness, Pets, they're just called Pets dies. And the Pampered Pets stamp set. So it's got the two cats, it's got the dog from the front and the back. I guess it might be the same cat, just different views. It's got Always in Your Heart, So Sorry for Your Loss. So that's perfect for someone who's lost their pet recently. Hopefully you don't have to send any of those, but we all know it's inevitable. You've got Enjoy, and I Hope Your Day is a Real Treat. So those are part of the suite. Also part of the suite is the Playful Pets trim, and that is this red ribbon with the white stitching and the black and white baker's twine. I love this trim. It's so pretty, and I just love it. All right, also the other part of the suite is the designer series paper, and I'm going to show you that right now. Just want to quickly flip this over just so you can see a couple more ideas that are on here. Now you can use the cat punch and the dog builder punch to make fun backgrounds and things for this suite, but they don't punch out these cats or dogs. You have the dies for that. So just so you know, so you're not trying to punch them out with it, because it's not going to work. Let me grab the paper real quick. I've got it over here. And love, love, love everything about this paper. So look at these cats. How fantastic are these cats? I love this cat right here. Just love him. The little black, like he's getting ready to snatch the little mouse. I just think he's so cute. And then this one's kind of like Grumpy Cat, so I like him too. Then on the back of this one, you've got the little fish, the hearts, and the polka dots. This one with the dogs. Love all of these dogs. I think they're so cute, especially this one right here, because that just reminds me of a lot of dogs that I know, and they're just always trying to pat you with their paws. And on the back you've got hearts and the little paw prints. I'm trying to get my video to pull up again. I know I say this every time, and it's always gives me some issues. Now look at the dogs on this one. So this dog here can be cut out with the dies because he is the same as the stamp. So that's perfect, which I think is great. So you can stamp him, color him, or you can cut him directly out from the paper. Now I found the 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2-inch circles will punch these out. So if you want to punch them out, but the only issue is, like, if you punch, you know, this little guy here, you might not be able to get all of this one. So just be aware of that before you start punching. Then on the back is just a gorgeous red and white stripe. Then the dog bowls, the collars, and the little bones and paw prints, a cute pattern. And on the back, it's got all these little dog words like chase, scratch, wag, play, love, bark, woof. And then for the kitty cats, there is this one with the ball of yarn, the feathers, the dishes, the paw prints. And then on the back, it's got purr, snooze, yawn, paw, jump, love, all those. And then the second page of kitty cat paper. Love these little kitty cats. This one's my favorite. I love how it's prancing around. And on the back of that one, it just looks like little whiskers or little scratch marks. So those are all the papers that are in that Pets Designer Series paper. And we are going to play around today with this. And we're going to make a card with a red base because I just thought it was a perfect base to play around with. Why not? If you're commenting, I can't see your comments right now, so I will comment later. But I wanted to play around also with the Subtles folder. And the Subtles folder just puts just a very subtle which it's perfectly named, texture to your cardstock. So I just had a couple that I had already done before, and I'm going to show you a couple of little backgrounds I was playing around with this pet stamp that I thought was really cute, because we're going to use the little dog today. So I stamped him in red and then colored his nose and his collar with black, and then I stamped the image of him from the back in basic gray, and then I colored his collar in red. I thought that was really cute too. But I really think I like this background for this card. So we're gonna stamp, I'm gonna show you how to stamp the background. So you're kind of making your own designer series paper with this. So go ahead and grab a basic gray ink pad. And then, like I said, I used the image, which is the back of the dog, which I'll show you the whole stamp set. So the front and then the back of him. And I just thought it was cute. So I started in the center and just did one dog in the center. And then from there, I did just above him. And then I need to move this up here, just below him. And then I went ahead and just kind of did in between on the side there, and then did the same, and then just at the top, just a very little bit, I kind of went over his ear there. We'll just do his little head at the bottom. Do the same here, just kind of bring it over, and then we're going to do a little bit of him at the top. Put him here, and then his little head. I just thought it made a cute background, and you could do it with the cats, you could do it with the front of the dog as well, but I thought since we were going to be using that dog for the card, we would just use the back of him for our background. I don't know why I'm opening my Real Red stamp pad, I don't need that yet. So I took a Real Red Stampin' Blend and used the writing tip just to color in the collars on all these little dogs that we just stamped. And obviously they're not all going to have collars just because we have partial images on some of them. So like down here, it'll just be a little corner of his collar. And you could take the time, you could color the dogs in if you wanted to. I chose to just leave them white. And you can also stamp these and then run them through your Stampin' dot embossing machine, and you can see the difference when you first stamp and then after it's dry for a while. So right now it looks a little bit darker, but once it dries, it'll lighten up just a little bit. All right, so you've got your Real Red card base. Just fold that in half and give it a good fold on the crease. And then we are going to take our background, and I'm just going to use these regular Stampin' Seal. We used this yesterday for the first time. This is the new adhesive, and we'll just adhere it down to the card. Now, if you chose to, you could use dimensionals to pop this up if you want to. But I kind of want the background flat on this one, so we're just going to leave it flat. I'm going to close my ink pad before I stick my fingers in it. You all know how I get. I like to do that. I'm up by my phone now, so I see Ingrid's watching, and Sharon and Lois. Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're watching. Sorry, I can't see your comments if you're commenting. So the next thing I did was I used some of the stitched framelits, and these are the stitched squares. And I did a basic gray square, and then I took from those little dog words and just did another little stitched square. And you can turn it around either way if you want, but I like it with the little words. So we're going to use those somehow. And then I also die cut one of those little dogs out because I had some of that paper already trimmed down. So I cut the little dog out. I thought he was cute. And then I want to do something with, let me grab the paper. Again, something with that red and white stripe, because I love that red and white stripe. Now I gotta remember which one it's on the back of. It's on the back of this one with all the little dogs. Because I love that red and white stripe, and I think it would be really cute to add that to the card somewhere, but not in a huge piece. I just want like a 1-inch strip to maybe make a banner with, or maybe to put our sentiment on. I think that would be really cute. So I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer and we will trim off 1 inch of the paper. And what's great about this trimmer is you've got the 1 inch on this side too, so you can slide your paper in from the left and hit that 1 inch mark and trim it that way instead of having to push it all the way through if you don't have the space or just don't want to push it all the way through. And I'm thinking maybe 3 inches. I think 3 would be a good measurement for this. And then, because I haven't used it a lot, it's a new one, I want to use the Lovely Label Pick-a-Punch, I think is what it's called. And I want to use this side. I want to give this little label at each end. Now I always like to look at it from the back to make sure I've got it straight, because I've put some papers in here and they moved around a little bit on me when they got to the end, just because I moved them like this, not realizing I was moving them. So you always want to look at the back just to make sure you're getting it in there straight, so it will punch and your little punched image will be nice and straight that way. So I think I'm going to put our sentiment on this. Not sure how I want to layer all of this yet, but I do think I want the sentiment on this. And now, obviously, we're going to be going this way. We're not going to turn the card this way because our dogs would be sideways, and we don't want that. So we've got our basic gray square. We've got our DSP square with the little words on it. We've got our little dog. He's so cute. I'm definitely going to be putting him on dimensionals to pop him up. And then I want to do the sentiment. Now, when I'm looking at this, I feel like it needs something behind this, like maybe some red. And since we're doing the red card base, that would actually be perfect. So I'm going to grab a scrap of real red. And we'll grab the trimmer again, just because it's right here. And I'm going to make it the same width because I want to trim the ends the same. So I'm going to do it at 1 inch and then at 3 inches. Because I want it to be, like I said, that same pick a label, Lovely Label Pick-a-Punch. That's not even the right piece. I was like, that's really long. That's because you're using the wrong piece, Val. All right, make sure it's straight once you get it in there. Flip it around, do the other end. And then we've got that cute little real red label, same size. So what I'll do is I wanted to use this I Hope Your Day is a Real Treat, because I thought that was a cute little saying, because I thought this would make a cute birthday card for my nephew who's turning 3 at the end of the month. And he loves dogs, he has a dog, and so I thought it would just make a cute little birthday card for him. And then I'll just end up finding happy birthday from another stamp set and stamping it on the inside. Now I want this on the back, but because it's the exact same width, because that's the largest you can punch in the Pick-a-Punch, is the 1 inch, I'm going to cut this in half. And by cutting it in half, all I have to do is get this adhesive to roll after I stuck it. Just do the top and the bottom, and then take one of these pieces for the bottom and kind of slide it up so it's almost all the way up, but you have a little bit of an edge. And then you'll do the same with the other piece, except obviously coming from the top. And then that kind of frames it a little bit without having another huge different piece. And so we've got Hope Your Day is a Real Treat. We've got the little dog. So I think what I'll do is I'll connect these two pieces together. I can't tell you how much when I saw this paper, how much I loved it. I think it's just gorgeous. And I really love how all of the papers, I know they're all supposed to coordinate. I understand, you know, I know that's how the DSP is, but it's nice when you actually play around with it and you're just like, I can use any of these with any of these, and it doesn't make a difference. They're all going to be fun. They're all going to look cute. They're all going to make cute cards together. So I just love that it worked out that way. All right, now there is these little heart stamps that are in the catalog. And so I'm gonna add a couple of those to our little background. And I'm just gonna stamp them in between our little dogs. I love this process of making your own designer series paper like this. I just think it's fun. I think it adds something to your project. And then I love it with those little hearts on there. And I forgot I was going to add those in earlier. That's why I opened my red and then I was like, no, I don't need this. I did, I needed it. So I spent today just trying to organize some of my stamping supplies, trying to just get everything organized a little bit. Let's figure out where we want to put this first. Do we want this down at the bottom and our message at the top, or the exact opposite before I stick it down? I actually kind of want him up a little bit, I think. Kind of to the left, maybe right here. And then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of him. Now look at how cute that is even from the back. If you were to cut these out and then just use them like silhouettes, that would be gorgeous having that like that. So you could use these dies and you could do some little silhouette dogs and cats, and you could use your dog and cat punch that go with it as well and add those. I'm looking for my dimensionals, ladies and gentlemen. And I know they're here. I know I have some somewhere. We'll throw some dimensionals on the back of him. So maybe I'll have to do that one day, is just make the little silhouettes and make a little silhouette card and see how it turns out. I probably just could have cut that one in half, but he's got 4 little dimensionals on the back of him now. Let's just set him there for just a second. And let's think about how we can add some of this into our little card. I kind of like this right here and him up just a little bit. And as I'm looking at that, I realize I've got him a little bit crooked. Let's see. Once we put this on here, it'll help straighten it out a little bit. But I kind of want to take some of this ribbon, and I don't know if I want a bow or if I want to do like a little S shape of ribbon maybe underneath him. That might actually look kind of cute. Looks like a lot, actually. Maybe we'll use just one ribbon. Or maybe we will make a bow and stick it on the side. Let's just see. Sometimes you have to play around with it and figure out what you think is the best way to make your vision come to life. Now I made a bow earlier with the 2 ribbons together, so I'm just going to pull that in. You can see I've got one really long tail on it. So I don't see any point in cutting more ribbon if we don't have to. But I'm not sure if I want it in a bow like that. All right, let's get our little dog on here because he's super cute. Since I'm not going to be putting ribbon underneath him, we can get him attached to the card. And I'm going to pop up and look at my phone and see if anyone had any suggestions while we're talking about this gorgeous little set. Now, I think he's just the cutest little dog. And now the other thing that comes in are these little trinkets. I forgot about these little trinkets. There's little hearts and little bones. Aren't those adorable? So I kind of want to add a little bone on here since it says, I hope your day is a real treat. So I feel like I need that added on. So maybe if I did a little bow with just with the black and white. So I'm going to pull this apart. I'm going to, actually, let's tie it. Thread it through our little bone and then tie a little bow on that and see how cute it looks. Because we don't want it to be super huge. But now look, we could have put it around him as a collar. That would have been cute too. So I'll remember that for another project. See, when you're practicing and you're doing things, you figure things out that you want to do next time. All right, and so we've got this cute little bow. Sometimes when you're trying to tie the baker's twine, it starts looking, it's looking a little too chunky. So maybe we won't tie it in a bow. Maybe we'll just not tie it on there at all. And now I've got to get it off from there, right? Let's see if I can do that. We might be needing the take your pick tool to pick this apart. Because I don't want to cut it, because I want to be able to use it again. All right, there we go. Although I kind of, once you straighten it back out, it's perfect. Yay! Right back how it started. All right, I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of our sentiment. And then I think I will put a little strip of adhesive right here. And I'm gonna take some of this red, real red with the white stitching on it. And I guess I didn't have my adhesive over as far as I thought. There we go, because it's not sticking on that spot. We'll stick it back down. Those frayed ends that I created. So we'll just add our little ribbon right there. Grab our sentiment. We're going to stick that sentiment right over top of that. I think that's going to look cute. And then we're going to grab some glue dots to stick our little bone down. There, that's kind of cute like that. And then we'll add our little bone. We can really put him anywhere we want, but I kind of want him maybe over here. Maybe down here so he's coming out. I don't know. I don't know where I want him. We'll figure it out. All right. So now these glue dots are a little bit wide, so just kind of fold them over with your take your pick tool. So you kind of fold them in half. And then you can stick it to the back of the little, except he's sticking to my take your pick tool a little too hard. I'm gonna put him right here. I kind of like him right there. We'll just stick him right there. And I'm going to grab the dog builder punch real quick. Because on the dog builder punch, there is that little heart. And so I want to add a little heart on here. And so the easiest way to do that is to just punch out a little heart from this little thing here. We can add a little heart. All we need is a mini Stampin' Dimensional to stick it on there. And perfect. I love that little card. It turned out cuter than I actually imagined it in my head. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. So I hope you will buy the Playful Pets Suite. You can visit my online store at ValerieSmith.stampinup.net. I have a host code for this month if you want to use it. If your order's under 150, I would appreciate it if you use the host code. But if it's over 150, you earn your own host rewards. So don't use the host code if you have a large order. Now, before I go, I should probably put my Whisper White on the inside, and then maybe we can stamp a couple of those little hearts on the inside. That would be super cute. My nephew is going to absolutely love this card. You can see I didn't quite, like, I'm not rolling it right or something. I think maybe I need to bring it up like that at the end, kind of tip it up so the adhesive is right where I want it when I start rolling. That worked a little bit better that time, so maybe that's what I need to do. Perfect. Little hearts on the inside. We'll put them on the little right-hand bottom corner. And that is today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed listening to me go through all of my little struggles with figuring out how I wanted to make it. I hope you like the idea of making your own background paper or designer series paper using your stamps. You can do this with any stamp set. So this is just something I don't think of as often because I'm like, well, I've got my designer series paper, I'll go with that. But then I remember, you know, you have Whisper White, you have other light colors. You could even do it on this real red. You could just stamp those dogs on the background. And I actually kind of like him when I stamped him red like this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you visit my online store. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll see you later. Bye.